The City Council Local Redevelopment Authority Board is now in session for City of Riverbank. Today is Tuesday, January 9th, 2024, 6 p.m. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Father God, we just are once again here standing before you this evening and want to thank you for this great city of Riverbank. Lord, we thank you for this brand new year. Lord, we thank you in advance for all the accomplishments, the projects, and the growth, and all the business that will be done this year. Tonight, Lord, as we conduct business, Father, I just pray for wisdom. Lord, as we make choices and selections, that, Lord, that this year would be a year you would give us great favor, Lord, when it comes to grants and funding of projects and all that this council and city staff wants to do. Thank you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Tom, please be seated. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Uribe,
Here.
Councilmember Jones Cruz. Here. Councilmember Barbara Martinez.
Here.
Vice Mayor Hernandez. Here. Mayor O'Brien.
Here, there'll be no changes to the agenda. Any council or authority member or staff who has direct conflict of interest on any scheduled agenda item to be considered is to declare that conflict now. Seeing none, we're going to proceed with the presentation by the Development Service Administration.
Mayor and Council, good evening. We have Kathleen Cleek, our Development Services Administration Manager, who will provide a presentation tonight on her department.
Review of my department. So we currently have myself, Senior Construction Inspector, Construction Inspector 1, Project Coordinator, and an Administrative Assistant. So our department oversees all the capital projects from beginning to end. We work on the capital improvement plan, which we bring to you once a year. Those plans, we work with the design, review, right-of-way, environmental, the bidding, all the way through construction oversight and daily inspections. We also look for financing through federal and state funds, as well as using our Measure L and SB1 funds that we receive, system development fees, and also using water and sewer funds for that infrastructure. We also issue encroachment permits. The purpose of an encroachment permit is to enable the city to monitor work or activities performed by city right-of-way, within the city right-of-way, from homeowners, private developers, contractors, utility companies, local government agencies, to ensure public safety. Development projects, we issue grading permits. We look at the applications, the erosion sediment control, traffic control plans, and issue those permits. We also review all on-site and off-site plans and conduct inspections to make sure the infrastructure is put in properly with the right materials. These are the current housing development projects that are going on right now in the city. And these are current commercial development projects. Fats, Oil, and Grease program we oversee to aid in the prevention of sanitary sewer blockages and obstructions from the accumulation of fats, oils, and grease in the sanitary sewer system. All commercial food preparation and serving facilities must have a grease interceptor. So we do training with them. We also do annual inspections. ADA transition plan. We oversee the city's ADA transition plan. The plan lists potential barriers, cost estimates. The report allows staff to assess the areas throughout Riverbank that are non-compliant and incorporate those areas into potential projects. In-house committee meets quarterly to discuss any formal written complaints received by residents. Solid waste management and street sweeping. We oversee the solid waste franchise agreement, outreach programs that we have. We try to get that outreach out to the residents so that they know that these programs are available to them. street sweeping contract. We oversee that as well. Recycling, Cal Recycle has SB 1383 state mandates, which is unfunded. Has our mandatory organic recycling, commercial recycling, edible food recovery. We conduct the outreach and education. We work with the household hazardous waste with the county. They come out twice a year to collect household hazardous waste for residents. Beverage container recycling, a city and county program. We receive monies that we can purchase things for recycled beverage containers as far as garbage cans and, well, not garbage, but recycling cans and so forth. Stormwater, we work on the annual reporting for the stormwater discharges for the MS4. We report to the State Water Board annually with all of our activities, and we certify compliance that we meet all the requirements. We review post-construction stormwater requirements for development projects, and we participate in the San Joaquin Valley Stormwater Quality Partnership Group. This group helps us with a lot of the requirements that we need. We work as a team. So when we go out for a consultant, we split the costs. So it saves the city quite a bit, and all the other cities and counties quite a bit of money. Landscape and lighting districts and the storm drain districts, we oversee the maintenance of these districts. There's 5 LNLs and 2 storm drain districts. Community Facilities District, we oversee the community facility districts for all new development. This covers the services for police services, parks maintenance, street maintenance, drainage, landscape maintenance. All new development is required to annex into the CFD. So that's what my department is doing for the city at this time. Is there any questions?
Any questions?
I know you covered a really big job at a high level. I think I asked this with another department before, but do these PowerPoints exist on our website? Then if anything, this is amazing information. Could we get it translated as well and have both PowerPoints up?
Certainly can. We'll go ahead and post a link on our website. Most of these PowerPoint presentations are also made part of our minutes. So those are always available on our website, but we'll go ahead and put a direct link for each of the departments and get those translated.
Any others? I think you should have started off, this is what we do, and then these are the few people that I have to do this with.
Exactly.
I
It's
kinda made a
amazing how
comment-
much work they
I
do.
kind of made a comment earlier that I was gonna put the slide at the beginning and then put it again at the
I
end,
would have done so.
but I didn't do that, so.
Well, for
But
the-
since you brought it up.
For the right of way, how are we doing with the right of way for the crossing in Calendar?
We are getting very close. Couple of signatures, hopefully.
Okay. And I know you do the street sweeping, but there's a lot of yard waste around the city in the streets. I think we need to address that, because especially good rainstorm, we haven't had one yet this year, but would clog all the storm drains. So, but that's not your responsibility. That would be code enforcement, but there's a lot. And the street sweepers just sweep around them. Okay. All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, members of the public may comment on any item not appearing on the agenda and within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council LRA board. Individual comments will be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes. Time cannot be yielded. And under state law, matters presented during public comment cannot be discussed or acted upon. Do we have any public comments?
Council members and Mayor O'Brien. My name is Vicki Holt and I work at the Riverbank Library. I'm the supervisor there. I want to let you know some of the programs that we're doing at the library. Storytime started back up in January and it goes until March. It's on Tuesdays at 11 o'clock and we alternate bilingual and English. And then we have a Master Gardener group. The Master Gardeners from the University of California Agriculture and Natural Resources. I had to write that down because they come every month and teach us about gardening. So this month, they're talking about citrus trees. It's going to be this Saturday at 2 p.m. Citrus trees are the most popular fruit trees grown in California. Attend the class for tips on the best time to plant and prune and how to manage pests and more. On Tuesday, January 23rd at 3:30, teens and tweens are invited to come to the library and learn kumihimo Japanese braiding. They're going to make keychains out of the yarn. It's very fun and relaxing. We had adults come along with their children and they enjoyed it just as much as the kids. The craft is geared toward 9 and up. We do have a limited amount of the kumihimo discs, so we're asking people to sign up on our website, stanislauslibrary.org. We have a monthly book club, and this month we're meeting on the 30th of January at 4 p.m. and we're discussing the book, The Little Paris Bookshop by Nina George. And we always have extra copies at the library, so come by and pick one up and join us. Vitatex preparation is free and it starts back up in February and March. It'll be on Wednesdays from 2 to 5 p.m. and we'll start taking signups for that January 22nd. So you can call the library at 209-869-7008 to get on the list. All these programs are free to the public and it's due to our 1/8 of a cent dedicated sales tax that we're able to offer these programs. So come by the library and visit us. Any questions? No? Okay.
So the January 22nd sign-up date, is that for all the libraries?
No, that's just
That's
what we
yours?
do at Riverbank.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. If we sign them up too soon, then people don't always come. So we try to make sure the signups are close enough to the time that they're coming.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Any other public comment?
Hey, everybody, my name's Bertha Reyes, born and raised in Riverbank, do a lot of things in Riverbank, but today I'm here on behalf of the Riverbank Historical Society and the museum. So I handed out some letters to Gabby. All of you guys should have one. I wanted to read that letter. So dear Mayor and members of the council, on behalf of the Riverbank Historical Society Board of Directors, I would like to formally thank the Riverbank City Council for your generosity in providing the museum with the new handicap accessible ramp entrance. The new ramp will give guests with physical disabilities a chance to feel welcomed and accommodated in our museum. This has been something the museum has been in need of for many years and has been an expression of concern by visitors. In addition, we would like to take the opportunity to invite all of you to our 2024 Installation of Officers Dinner on February 2nd at 6:30 p.m. at Perco's Cafe in Riverbank. Location is the 2120 Patterson Road location. During this event, we will be inducting our new officers, including several members in new positions. President, we have Steve Bordona, Vice President Jamie Vickers, Secretary is myself, Bertha Reyes, and Treasurer Cindy Fossey. As we look ahead to 2024, we plan to focus on a number of events in an effort to raise funds for the museum and to draw in new membership. The first of those events will take place on February 3rd, 2024, with an exciting unveiling event to celebrate Riverbank's newest mural of the Del Rio building. This two-story full-color mural was commissioned by the Riverbank Historical Society and painted on the backside of the Bordona Bank building at 3rd and Santa Fe Streets by artist Alexandria Riddle, who has painted a number of other murals in town. That event will be held from 1 to 4 p.m. in front of the mural and include music, classic cars, food, a Galaxy Theater opportunity drawing, and the chance to purchase signed and numbered prints of the original artist, rendering of mural with a meet and greet of the artist on site. Additionally, in 2023, the Historical Society brought back the annual After Mother's Day Omelet Breakfast, which it co-hosted with the Riverbank Federated Women's Club, and plans are already underway for this year's breakfast in May. Again, we thank you for your continued support in our mission to preserve and protect the history of the city of Riverbank. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions, comments? No? Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening, council members and staff. My name is Bianca Lopez. I am a resident of Riverbank, and I'm also co-founder and project director of Valley Improvement Projects. It's a local nonprofit organization here in the northern San Joaquin Valley. We work on social and environmental justice issues, and today I'm here to invite you to one of our upcoming events, and then also to share a serious concern that community members have brought to our attention, has also been publicized on social media. And I have shared with some of the council members with some concerns. I'll start with that concern. On December 15th, deputies here in Riverbank addressed a situation where an individual was stopped for reckless driving. During the process of the arrest of the individual, Deputy Fidalgo brutalized, beat, punched, and chokehold the individual that was being arrested without necessity. From what we see on the film or the video that is circulating on social media, it is very obvious that there are two other deputies who have the gentleman's hands behind his back. And the officer, Deputy Fidalgo, comes around the vehicle from the other side, comes around the back of the vehicle to where the individual was, punched him, and then put him in a headlock. It is not very clear in the video, nor is it clear in the video that Chief was so grateful to show us. It was not very clear that that was necessary excessive use of force. And so many community members on the Riverbank Police Facebook, social media post have expressed serious concerns. We don't want the city to allow police officers to use unnecessary excessive force, like they did in this case with Mr. Martinez on December 15th. Deputy Fidalgo should be held accountable for his actions. And then we also ask the city council to review the video yourselves and to ask questions and to ensure that the public can get a report. And we'd like to see the video come out and being released, the body cam of the officer, so that people can clearly or see from a different angle and perspective. So the video that is circulating from the 209 Times shows one perspective of people who witnessed the event. And then the chief has access to the body camera, and which can show and highlight very similar things, in my opinion, of what actually happened. So those are our asks, that the video become released to the public and that officer or Deputy Fidalgo be held accountable for his actions. The use of excessive force in that situation, we feel, is unnecessary and should be addressed. And then lastly, I know my time is up, but I want to invite you to an event that's coming up on January 27th. We're hosting a film screening about a documentary, a short film about our work to shut down the local incinerator. Stanislaus Covanta is going to be the only standing waste incinerator in the state. The other one is in Long Beach, and it's shutting down on the 31st. But this video is going to highlight our work to go to move towards zero waste. And I heard the presentation earlier from your staff, which I wasn't, you didn't invite the community members to ask questions, But we'd like to support the city in your efforts to ensure that people are using their bins correctly. But mostly we want you to support our zero waste plan. We will be presenting the zero waste plan at this film screening, and we will also have a panel discussion on fall solutions and just transitions as we move away from dirty practices like waste incineration
Okay.
to more sustainable practices
you.
like zero waste. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Rich Homer, 2116 Park Ridge Drive, Riverbank. Lived there, 28 years now. Anyway, reason I'm here tonight, I want to talk about a couple things. One, about the mural. A couple reasons we selected that. The Del Rio sign has been sort of a welcome to Riverbank for many years, from 1947 to 2023. But not only was it a theater, for a while, it was a place called Chasers. And if you go Google no dancing in Riverbank, there are still articles on Google today from Orlando, from the LA Times, that talk about the no dancing information or things that occurred during that time. Also as a bingo parlor, black box theater for a while, and then finally no longer. So that was the reason for the mural. We hope you join us that day to celebrate the mural and just a regular celebration. Also, we still have plans for a 3,500 square foot building right next to the Kurt Museum. We have no storage. We not only will this be a museum too, it's also going to feature a cultural arts area, an area for children. And also, one thing that's important to any museum is revolving exhibits. You know, people come into a museum, they see the things, they look once, they may come back again with their children or not. But we want people to continue to come back to this museum. And if we have revolving exhibits, that is one definite thing that'll get people back again over and over. So your assistance in doing this would really be helpful. Right now, our Model T fire truck was out in the rain for a while. Now it's out at the Amatus Army Ammunition Depot. And so we'd like a permanent home for it. So anything the city could do to help that, we certainly would appreciate. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Any other? Public comment, Rich. Someone's behind you.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Steve Bordona. I'm the incoming president for the Historical Society. And again, as Rich mentioned, thank you for all the support. This is the third time, it's just sitting there thinking, it's the third time I've appeared at a podium here. 1975, I'd gotten a traffic ticket and Judge Hayes found me guilty. I paid. Second time I was here, we did Olive Grove Estates over there by Rio Altura and shot down by the Planning Commission. It's the purest form of socialism in this country. And the council approved it unanimously the following week. So I'm thankful. Third time here, I'm here to just help you recognize that, you know, we live in the present, right? Okay. We can't really predict the future, but we can really showcase our history. And I want to recognize the Historical Society has been a big part of that here in town. We really need more members. I think Darlene Barbara Martinez is the only person I know that I can recognize other than the three individuals that came with me. And we just want you to kind of talk it up. You know, nothing's better than, you know, history of community, to develop it, to recognize it. Mr. Hallinan's father was here many years. My dad came here and had numerous names for some of the police chiefs and other types of things, but our family's been here since 1931. And I really want the community to remember there's other families as well, and to report. Leanne can speak to that as well. That was actually, I think, your great-grandmother's property over there on Estelle and stuff. So again, thank you. We appreciate that. Anything you can do to support us in addition to that. And if you have any great ideas for historical events you would like to see, or opportunities and activities, we'd appreciate your input. Thank you very much.
Any other further comments? Seeing none, we'll move forward to consent calendar consisting of item 9.1 waived readings, 9.2 approval of the City Council Local Redevelopment Authority Board minutes for December 12th, 2023, and December 21st, 2023 special meeting minutes. Item 9.3, resolution declaring certain property surplus as listed in Exhibit A and authorizing its disposition. Item 9.4, second reading by title only of a proposed ordinance amending Title 7 Traffic Code, Section 7.1, stopping, standing, and parking sections, 7.1.07, prohibitive and limited parking, subsection alpha, I don't have my glasses, of the Riverbank Municipal Code by repealing this section in its entirety and substituting it with new section 7.1.07, prohibitive and limited parking, subsection alpha of the Riverbank Municipal Code. Is there any member wishing to pull or discuss any items? Do we have consideration?
I'll make a motion that we accept the consent calendar as stated.
I'll second it.
We have a motion to approve and a second on the consent calendar. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Uribe,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember Barbara Martinez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hernandez,
Yes.
Mayor O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Item 10.1, first reading by title only and introduction of an ordinance amending Title 3 Administration, Chapter 30, City Council, Section 30.02, compensation of the City of Riverbank Municipal Code.
Mayor and City Council members, tonight's discussion is a consideration of the City Council to review the current compensation and stipend that's provided to our City Council members for all of the work they do throughout the year for our residents and for our city. It has been quite some time since this discussion has been had at council, and these discussions are normally held during the years before a new election is held and a new term is started by City Council. We thought it prudent to have this conversation early on in the year. So as a new term begins in December 2024, this discussion has already been had and we can implement new rates should City Council desire. So compensation is actually established by legislation for what is considered general law cities such as Riverbank. It's codified within the government code. The specific section is 36.516, and it actually establishes a compensation cap, which is based on population. Now, the government code does allow for annual increases on a calendar year basis of 5% from the date of the last adjustment. And members are eligible for an increase only when a new member begins a new term of office. The first time we have record of council compensation history was actually in 1986, where council established a $300 per month compensation for both the mayor and council members. And then in 2004, I was actually stating 2008 earlier to a few of you. It was actually in 2004 when we made an adjustment to that based on that 5% allowable increase, and increased it to $350 for council and $400 for the mayor. So you'll notice the time difference between those two dates and the time difference between now, basically 20 years since we last reviewed the compensation rates for our city council. Those of us who work alongside you know the many hours that you spend outside of these city council meetings itself, not just prepping for these meetings, but meeting with your constituents, attending policy board meetings, attending executive committee meetings, attending trainings and conferences to make sure that you're able to provide the best response for our residents. And so at this point in time, we certainly feel that that compensation that's currently set is extremely low for the amount of work that you do. So last year, SB 329 came out with a new adjustment to that compensation cap. So it's been almost 40 years since that $300 threshold had been set. It increased that cap for cities with populations up to $35,000 to $950 per month. The bill was signed in June 2023 and is effective January 1st of this year. And it was signed basically to encourage residents to run for office who may have been discouraged because of the low compensation that was set. So this is our proposal for December of 2024 effective date. So currently, as I mentioned, we do have that $50 difference that we've established between the mayor and the city council stipends. And so for the mayor, we would look at increasing from $400 to the cap of $950. And for city council, it would be increasing from $350 to the $900 fee. And so the recommendation for tonight is, because this is a public hearing, we would open for public comments. And then consider having city council authorize a second hearing on January 23rd. Compensation for the city council is paid from the general fund, but there is no financial impact for this current fiscal year because the effective date won't be until December. But it is the general fund that covers that, and as many of you know, the general fund is where we collect all of our discretionary revenues, such as sales tax and property tax revenue, which the city council can determine how to best spend that. I'm available for any questions that you may have.
Before we open it up to public hearing, are there any questions of Mayor Sella?
No questions, just a quick comment. Just looking at the council here and all of the hours that everybody puts, just like Maricela said, in countless committees and stuff like that. In my view, I think it is a fair compensation. We're not doing it for the money, obviously. We're all passionate in different ways. And we just want to help Riverbank. In my eyes, I think it is a fair compensation. And I hope it does encourage others to step up and to run. So if that's what's stopping them, I hope to see new faces down the years and stuff like that. So I'll be supportive of this. Thanks.
Any other comment? This is a public hearing. Members of the public, if you have comments, please come forward.
My name's Randy Richardson, 2528 Cottage Point Drive, and I just wanted to, I'm very embarrassed. I haven't been here that long, but I just think this is long overdue. And just being here on Tuesdays and watching you guys serve, it's just, it needs to be done. I would even vote for back pay as well.
Yeah, I heard that. Gabby, do we have any on Zoom?
Mayor, there is no one on Zoom.
Okay. No other public comments? Bring it back to the council for consideration.
I'll make a motion to approve item 10.1.
Second the motion.
Did you have a comment you wanted to make?
Uh,
I don't mean to cut you off.
no, I do. I guess I just want to share the same sentiment. This is common for smaller cities throughout the whole state, and just seeing how people struggle, through to consider running for office while raising families or holding multiple jobs. I think beyond us, it's necessary to kind of set a standard. And yeah.
Okay.
And just to add to that, I think it'd be fair if staff would look, I know Maricela kind of mentioned this, kind of set a standard, if it's allowed by legislation, some kind of cost of living adjustment, right, year after year, so we're not kind of revisiting this 20 years down the road. So thanks.
All right, we have a motion to approve in a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Uribe,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones Cruz,
Yes.
Councilmember Barbara Martinez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hernandez,
Yes.
Mayor O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, moving on to new business. Item 11.1, nomination and appointment of vice mayor to serve for the year 2024. And in this year, I'd like to nominate Councilmember Leanne Jones Cruz as vice mayor for this year. Any comments?
Supportive.
I agree. I love your passion, council member, and I don't know if I'll get a chance to say this later, but it has been an honor to serve as vice mayor this year. and I'm excited for you. This last year.
Yay. That's all I
Go
have to
ahead.
say.
Yay. So who wants to make the motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second for Leanne Jones Cruz to serve as vice mayor for 2024.
Councilmember Uribe,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones Cruz,
Yes?
Yes.
okay. Councilmember Barbara Martinez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hernandez,
Yes.
Mayor O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right.
Thank you very
Congratulations.
much. I'm honored to do it. Thank you.
Okay, this is the annual item 11.2, annual consideration of city council appointments to intergovernmental boards and committees and appointments to internal city committees for the year 2024.
Good.
You want to take it over?
I'll start. Good evening again, Mayor and Council. So it is our annual appointment of committees and boards. Before you have all of the lists that I'm going to be sharing on the PowerPoint. This list was ratified at our last meeting on January 10th, 2023. We currently have 7 intergovernmental committees and boards and 3 internal city committees. And the current appointments as they stand are for the League of California Cities Central Valley Division Executive Committee. We have former Vice Mayor Rachel Hernandez and Council Member Luis Uribe as the alternate. We can just go through each one, and if you will let me know if you want to be considered or kept the same way, we can discuss that, and then we'll at the end do the vote for all of them, if that's okay with everybody.
So I would love to stay on as primary. There's, I can give a full report during council comments, but there's been a lot of great work going on. We just had transition of some of the leadership at Cal City, so I'd love to continue that work.
And I'm okay staying on as alternate.
So we'll keep that committee as is. And then for the San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District Special City Selection Committee, we have Council Member Barbara Martinez as the primary and Council Member Uribe as the alternate.
Well, I'm okay with staying where we are.
Same here.
Next, we have the StanCog Policy Board. We currently have Mayor O'Brien as the primary and former Vice Mayor Hernandez as the alternate.
I would like to sit on that committee if anybody's interested in.
I want to retain primary.
Yeah, I don't mind stepping aside for you to be the alternate. I definitely will probably be attending still to continue learning. It's been a great committee.
We all should have an opportunity to get to know StanCog and LAFCO, especially this year.
Okay, so we have Councilmember Hernandez stepping down and Vice Mayor Cruz as the alternate. Sounds good. Apologies. Okay, next. We have the Stanislaus Homeless Alliance Board. We currently have Councilmember Barbara Martinez as the primary, and the bylaw states that the city manager is the alternate.
Okay, so do we need to have a final decision about whether our city is going to be one of the East County cities? I mean, I would love to stay where I am because I have been involved in so much. And now that I'm co-chair too, I would like to continue it.
I would recommend continuing with the appointments as they are, with your expressed desire to stay that way. I'm pretty sure they would have given us feedback had Riverbank needed to step down or transition over. I do note that City of Oakdale is starting to attend. They may just eventually kind of leave things as is in the hopes to garner more, more activity throughout all of the cities rather than just a select few.
So stay as is.
Stay as is, thank you.
Next, we have the Stanislaus Office of Emergency Services Disaster Council, we currently have Councilmember Uribe as the primary and Councilmember Hernandez as the alternate. This is an appointment of a 2-year term, so we just implemented this appointment last year, so you would stay on through this year. We can look into the other option if you'd like.
I think we're good there.
We're good?
Yep.
Okay. And then next, we have the interest group member for the Stanislaus County Workforce Development Board. This is currently held by Councilmember Barbara Martinez and Vice Mayor Jones Cruz as the alternate. We did get an update that they gave us the dates for the meetings of this year, and those are up there. As you can see, they had one yesterday, which
Didn't know that.
we were
but
not on their
okay.
list
Thank
to
you.
send agendas to us. And then their next meeting is April 8th, July 8th, and October 7th.
So yes, I would like to remain primary.
So stay as is. And then next, we have the Lower Stanislaus River Trail Improvement Plan Committee. We currently have Vice Mayor Jones Cruz as the primary and Councilmember Barbara Martinez as the alternate.
As was stated in the staff report, this committee has been inactive for quite a number of years. Prior to leaving office, Councilmember Campbell attempted to reinitiate the discussions between the city of Oakdale and the city of Ripon and just didn't get a lot of feedback. So we can continue to have individuals assigned until such time that we're able to kind of get everybody back on board.
I'm okay with that.
And that's all for the intergovernmental. Then we have the city committees. We currently have the Budget Advisory Committee, which actually has been inactive for the last 5 years. We formally had appointed at our last year's meeting, primary Councilmember Luis Uribe and then Councilmember Rachel Hernandez as the alternate in the hopes that we would start the committee back up. So I will defer to our city manager if that committee will come back up or if we want to remain with those appointments as is.
So once again, as stated in the staff report, we made comments that we would like to reinitiate the committee. So that will take a process of receiving applications. But it would be helpful to start to get the word out now. So we can start that process and have something in place before the adoption of our 2024-25 budget.
I'd like to stay on as primary if possible.
And I'll remain as alternate also if I can.
Thank you.
On that Budget Advisory Committee, I would like to see it go, because I was on it for, 4 years, I think it was. And that's when Scott McRitchie did a great job in guiding the way it's structured, a lot of the way we present it. What's going to be the makeup of the committee?
Committee is made up of 5 members of the community and the council primary and the alternate. So it's
So
a
it'd be a 7
yes.
and a 4-member,
2 council members are non-voting, so it is a 5-member board that votes.
so it's only 3 members of the public that needs to make a quorum.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Used to be 7 members of the community. So
Okay, yeah,
we did make that change.
All right, okay, thank you.
And then next we have the Friends of Jacob Myers Park. We currently have Councilmember Uribe as the primary and Councilmember Hernandez as the alternate. We are waiting on an update on when they'll be meeting, but it is on a monthly basis, here in our City Hall Council chambers. So let me know if you want to keep that as is or if we have another.
I'd like to step down from this committee.
I don't mind transitioning into primary. You mentioned they're typically in the evening, the meetings.
Yes, typically they're here around 5:30. I don't know if that might change, but we can get you an update, as soon as possible.
I'll be the alternate. You don't do that?
I'll transition to primary.
Primary. And Vice Mayor, you want to be alternate? Okay, and then we lastly have the Sister City Committee. We currently have Councilmember Hernandez as the primary and Councilmember Uribe as the primary. They are the meetings as needed and locations are as we come up with them, but let me know if you want to stay on.
Yeah, I'd like to stay on.
And that's all that we have. So I do need a roll call vote for the appointments of.
Yeah, I'll start that process. Is there any comments before we go to roll call vote? Is there anyone from the public wishing to make a comment?
And is there a point where you talk about appointments for county committees?
The
And-
county committees are authorized through the Board of Supervisors, and they make their,
Maybe that's not, maybe I didn't state it right. So there are, for example, the Stanislaus Waste Management Local Task Force.
that is being considered right now. We put out a call for applications. I don't know if we received any. That vote is tomorrow evening. It'll be here in the city of Riverbank for all 9 cities to make that determination. We only do the city selection committee for things like solid waste, hazardous waste, and those are going to be tomorrow night. There's other ones coming on up. LAFCO is one consideration, and others, but that is at different times. For the Board of Supervisors City Selection Committee, if you go look under there, it has all the appointments that go through that committee. You have another city selection committee that appoints others. There's air pollution control, which will be, my term ends next year, so there'll be a selection on that from the other cities.
And so the information about tomorrow is located on the website?
It's outside on our bulletin. It's posted.
Okay.
Any other comments, questions? Okay, bring this back for consideration.
I'll make a motion to approve item 11.2.
A second.
We have a motion to approve as amended and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Uribe,
Yes.
Councilmember Hernandez,
Yes.
Councilmember Marva Martinez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jones Cruz,
Yes.
Mayor O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Item 11.3, adjustments to the 2024 City Council meeting schedule.
Mayor and Council, this is our annual consideration of an adjustment to our city council meeting schedule. We'd like to bring this before you this evening so that you may consider canceling the meetings of July 9th and August 13th. We have in the past adopted this modified summer schedule to allow staff and council to have some summer vacation time. We also have for your consideration the cancellation of the November 26th meeting and the December 24th meeting for the holidays. The November 26th falls on Thanksgiving week and December 24th is Christmas Eve.
Any questions or discussion? Anyone from the public wishing to make any comments?
I don't know if you realize, but the Riverbank Unified School District meetings are also on Tuesdays at 5:30. And so as an organization who works to engage community members and participate in spaces like these where decisions are being made, we have a hard time when really important meetings are happening at the same time in the same city. And so that shows miscommunication or misalignment somewhere. And so I would also just ask that you consider communicating with the Riverbank Unified School District to maybe arrange some type of meeting, either them or you. But it does become a difficult challenge to pick, like, I wanted to be at the Riverbank Unified School District meeting, but I also wanted to be here, and so I had to pick and choose. Thank you.
Bring it back for consideration.
Make a motion that we accept this agenda item 11.3 as stated.
I'll second it.
We have a motion to approve and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Uribe,
Yes.
Councilmember Hernandez,
Yes.
Councilmember Barbara Martinez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jones Cruz,
Yes.
Mayor O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Item 12, staff comments.
The only comment I have for tonight is that all city offices will be closed on Monday, January 15th for the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday.
Thank you. Council comments, Councilmember Hernandez.
I wasn't expecting to go first.
It changes.
Okay, Cal Cities, I've been pretty heavily involved with Cal Cities. I'm serving as vice chair for Community Services Policy Committee statewide. And that involves mental health support services, housing, and other aging, and other services. So it's pretty exciting to be able to lead a policy committee of about 50 to 60 council members and mayors from across the state. And I mentioned briefly that we had a transition in leadership for our Central Valley division. So a council member in Modesto is currently serving as president. And because of my involvement in past years, I'm able to support with some of the historical context for that. So I'm excited to continue on the executive committee for that. And that's it for now. Thank you.
Councilmember Uribe.
Thank you, Mayor. So in discussing those committees that we just kind of voted on, so I'd like to invite the community to the next city committee meeting. It's gonna be this Friday, 6 p.m. We're gonna hold it at Pizza Plus. We're also looking to grow membership, kind of build momentum for 2024. So one of the goals I'd like to see is kind of discuss the needs in Riverbank, you know, and present that to the city, the mayor of Tamazula. So we've been chatting back and forth, discussing their needs, and I'd like to present him with a list of kind of the needs that we're looking for. So I'll be joined by Councilor Hernandez there. So if you guys know anybody that's interested in Riverbank, in the county, nearby, anywhere, we're just looking to grow some membership, have a discussion, go from there. So if you're interested, 6 p.m. Friday. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilmember Barbara Martinez.
Just a couple announcements. The social media 101 for small businesses is going to be presented on Thursday this week, January 11th from 5:30 to 6:30. And it'll be here in the council chambers. It is sponsored by the Riverbank Chamber of Commerce and a few other organizations. And you do have to sign up for it. We prefer that you sign up for it, but it is a free course and you get to learn a lot about social media. Everybody wants to know how to promote their business, and I expect there'll be a lot of good information that we'll all learn about it. I attended the first policy committee meeting of the Public Safety Committee. And excuse me, we are actually going to be looking at some of the, I would say, some of the crimes that are happening all over the state of California, probably all over the US. And that number one is retail theft and also fentanyl. And so I look forward to meeting with my other peers and trying to resolve some of the issues. Also, the Stanislaus County Office of Education is having a homeless conference, and that will be on February the 9th, 2024. And you do have to sign up for that, but it is provided by the Prevention After Schools program, and you can go online to the Stanislaus County Office of Education and sign up for that. And what else am I doing? Central Valley Community Resources, we're having our craft beat on February the 10th. And it does support a good program, which is the Transitional Housing Placement Program for at-risk young adults ages 18 to 21. It'll be right here in Riverbank at our community center. So I hope to see everyone there. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
I just wanted to say thank you for the nomination and appointment. I look forward to serving as your next vice mayor. And I wanted to wish everybody a happy new year. Thanks.
I have a couple, and although I have an extensive list, which we have to go over sometime. One is financial forecast, that we've been working on. We're gonna get it this soon.
The software that Tammy has been working on is close to being up and running, and that'll definitely help with that process, so.
All right. And, strategic planning, we do need to have that. And I know you're working on it. I want to just comment, tag team with what, was expressed on the retail theft. The, combined task force from, other cities as well as Riverbank has done a tremendous job in, thwarting organized retail theft, have made tremendous, what is it? Not tremendous, made a lot of arrests and retrieving tremendous amount of goods and monies and guns. So I want to congratulate you on that. That was a very successful holiday season, and it was very safe here. And I'll just look forward to a lot of other additions to our staff. For an example, PIO. And I just want to wish everyone a happy and safe 2024. With that, our next meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. This meeting is adjourned.